Hey, what's up, guys? How are we? Okay, so welcome to the floor of my garage. We've got a bit of a situation here with this tyre. Now, you remember a few years ago I did a review of the stop and go puncture repair kit, the one that comes with the little compressor. Well, that was as I stated in that video, a sort of staged puncture. I purposely put a screw into that tyre and then removed the screw and then plugged it, and it all worked really well. That was basically to show how the kit works effectively. This, on the other hand, is a real world puncture. This happened, I think, a few days ago. And the reason I know it's a puncture is because my PSI reading is going down by about five a day. And I only noticed after I didn't work for 2 days and the bike was parked up in the garage that the red light sensor came on. The tire pressure sensor, and when I took it out for a spin, because you have to keep rolling for the tire pressure sensor to send the signal to the dash up there, it went down. I usually keep it around about 42 psi as stated on the tire. That's always worked fine with me. And it went down to about 32 and the red light started flashing. So I've located the hole, and as I'm sure you know, if you're not 100% sure that there is any air coming out of it, the best thing to do is just put a little bit of spit on it or whatever you've got, a bit of water, and you'll see a little bubble coming up. So let me show you that close up. Now, there's the hole there, tiny little sort of pinprick, but you'll see when I put a bit of spit on it, you see the little bubble that comes up? Sorry, that's a bit gross, I know, I do apologise, but that is one of the best ways to do it. Here you go, see the bubble? Guys, I'm so sorry, that is gross. I do apologise, but this is effectively a real world puncture. And if I wasn't in my garage, or if I was, if I was out on the road somewhere and I was trying to look around for this hole, that is one of the best ways you can test it to see if there's air coming out. So there you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the puncture repair kit, which is kept under the seat. Now, that's the most amazing thing, I think, with this puncture repair kit, is that the entire kit, including the air compressor, I can keep under the seat of my Triumph Explorer 1200. If you don't believe me, let's have a look. How about that, eh? The whole kit underneath the seat. And I didn't have to compromise on the toolkit either. That's a full toolkit up there as well. So let's have a look at this kit and see what it comes with. And we'll make a start on fixing this. Let's do it. Okay, let's see what we got. Now, I haven't added or taken away from this kit. Well, the only thing I've taken away is some of the little plugs that I've used in previous punctures that I haven't shown you. So basically, there's the compressor, completely capable of doing a motorcycle tyre, no problems at all. Some assorted cables, those are your little mushroom plugs, a little blade for chopping off the end of the plug when you're done, an Allen key for pushing the plug in, some instructions, and there's all your sort of kits that drive the plug in. So let's make a start. Okay, so the first step on the instructions does say locate the puncture, obviously, which we've done, and remove the damaging item. Now, I can't see anything in there. Usually you'll have a little screw head poking out, or a little nail, something like that, but I'm not sure if there's anything in there at all or not, but step 2 will tell us, because that is when we put the probe tool in to inspect any damage. So let's do that now. All right, so here's the probe tool. It's just a simple spike. I'm just going to drive that into the hole. Yeah, that slipped right in. So whatever was in there, I've just dislodged, and I've probably pushed it into the tyre. So we'll just wait for that to deflate properly. I mean, that took no effort pushing that in. So we'll just let that do its thing. Give it another little, just double check. Yeah, that's a nice clean hole there now. Okay, step number 2, we have to ream the hole as stated by the instructions with this thing. It's got a sort of really rough serrated edge on the side there, just to make sure you got a nice clean hole to put your plug in. All right, we are good. All right, so step number 4, we need to take the mushroom plug and set it into the plunger like so, and we grab the end of the other nozzle and we just push it in so it's just recessed underneath, just like so. Okay, step number 5, you take that nozzle, put it over the probe tool, and the idea is this funnel has to go inside that hole. So get it in there. That's it, we're in. And then we just unscrew the end. And there's our little nozzle deeply embedded into the tyre. We take our plunger with the mushroom inside, screw that onto the end of the nozzle, like that. Then we get our Allen key, stick it into the end. Again, all this stuff comes supplied with the kit. This Allen key comes supplied with it. So as long as you've got power to your bike, you've got a socket, a 12-volt socket, you're good to go. So keep turning until it goes right to the very end and it stops. That's it. It's like a dead stop. There's no sort of, easing it to an end. It just stops all of a sudden. So that's when you know you've got to the very bottom. And the next step is put the Allen key back in and turn it all the way anti-clockwise until the little pin in the barrel comes all the way to the top, like that. And the next step is you pull the plug and the nozzle away from the tyre. All right. And as you can see there's the plug deeply embedded into that hole, obviously with the mushroom head bit on the inside of the tyre pushing against the inside there. All right, the next step is get yourself a pair of pliers. Now actually this is one thing that doesn't come with the kit, but you'll more than likely have a pair of little grips or little pliers on your little toolkit that you'll get with the bike. But obviously this is I've pulled from my garage toolkit, and you just pull it until it sort of stops like that. Get your razor blade and just obviously be careful with your tyre and just trim the end. There you go. Could be a little bit neater, but that's always fixable. Let's just go like that. Beautiful. Okay, now that effectively is the hole plugged. So now we need to get the compressor, attach it to the bike and pump it up to about 42 psi. All right, so the actual adapter that's attached to the compressor is this type. This type doesn't fit to my bike directly, so you need to buy a little adapter kit. This one is from Powerlet. that plugs straight into there. This goes directly into your bike and you're good to go. All right, so now that we're all hooked up, you can actually see they've supplied a little light at the end there, which is incredibly handy. If you were stuck on the side of a road in the pitch black, trying to locate a puncture on your tyre using a load of spit, oh, can you imagine it? Anyway, let's hook this up to the tyre and get it up to about 42 psi. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a start on this. It's quite loud, but you know, it will get you out of a lot of trouble. So I'm going to make a start and then we'll just fast forward it. And I'll keep an eye on the clock, see how long it takes. All right, that took, looking at the timer on the clock there, 8 minutes, well 9 minutes exactly, pretty much. That is excellent. And we've gone up to, I've just stopped it just below 41 psi there. Now, you may be asking how accurate this thing is. Well, I can tell you it's actually pretty accurate, because on the previous review I did of this gave me the same reading as my foot pump and also the same reading that's on the sensor on the bike. So this is spot on. And again, apologies, but I've got to do the spit test afterwards. And that's good. No bubbles coming up there. Excellent. We've plugged a hole. Dude, that is gross. All right, guys, there you go. So that was a real puncture, not a sort of simulated puncture like the previous test. So I thought it best to show you the kit in action in a real world scenario, if you like. So there's definitely something in there, because obviously when I put that plunger tool in, whatever was in there was pushed inside the tyre because the air hissed out like crazy, probably a little nail or a little screw or something like that. So we're good to go. So obviously the real test with this kit is to see if it keeps the pressure inside the tyre, if it stops the air on the inside going outside. Now I've used the kit on this bike probably about 4 times now with various different punctures over the sort of 10 or so years that I've owned this bike. And as with the previous video that I did when I plugged the hole with the sort of simulated puncture, it kept the pressure no problem at all. I think it lost about 1 psi over about a week. But that might not have been the fault of the plug. It could have been, you know, the actual pressure of the tyre itself as you're riding it. A lot of people say it's just a temporary fix. I've been told that is not the case anymore. They are so good that you can use it as a permanent fix. Now listen, do not take my word for it. That's what I was told. Now, me personally, I'm completely happy with the plug being in there for as long as the life of the tyre is going. I've had no issues whatsoever. That is me. Do not take my word for it, okay? I am not a tyre expert, so don't start commenting down below. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't say that. It works for me. If you're not too sure about it, don't do it. I'm not telling you, you know, what to do here. I'm just showing you an average bloke giving it a go and telling you my experiences based on this bit of kit. It's a shame we have to say things like that, but you know, YouTube has got to that stage where people love to point fingers and blame, but there you go. Yeah, so an excellent kit. I thoroughly recommend it. A friend of mine had the what's it called? They're like they're sticks, but they're covered in glue, and you've got to push it in, and it's probably as effective, but it's a lot more messier and a lot more time consuming. And a few people have commented on the previous video of this kit that even a truck driver actually, I think, commented saying I've used it in my truck, no problems at all, and that's a truck tire. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all real soon. Take it easy, guys. Adios. Bye. Guys, I've just turned up at work, so it's been about, I don't know, 15 hours since I did that repair, and check it out, rear tyre 42 psi, so it's worked. Woo!